People are just finding out that you and Ray J are siblings. What?
That tickled me.
Singer and actress Brandy is still surprising fans after all these years. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5. Starting with a story you couldn't get enough of on People.com. Former Real Housewives of Orange County star Meghan King married Joe Biden's nephew earlier this week.
Meghan said "I do" to Cuff Owens in a small family wedding.
The groom is the son of Biden's sister Valerie, and both the president and first lady were in attendance. For the big day, the bride wore a mini blazer dress she bought online after going public with their relationship just weeks ago.
Meghan told brides about their whirlwind romance, sharing that they connected on the dating app, texted for a day or two, and then spent 5 straight hours on the phone the first time they spoke.
By the end of that call, Cuff had booked a flight out to visit Meghan in St. Louis.
They then started planning their future together, and they didn't leave each other's side for weeks.
And they lived happily ever after. Now onto the Instagrams you've been loving this week. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck rocked the New York premiere of The Last Duel. And all we have to say is, find someone who looks at you like J-Lo looks at Ben. And welcome to the world, Sire Castrello Raymond. Usher announced the arrival of his 4th child this week, his 2nd with his girlfriend Jen Gocochea. And this couple, who found a lost cell phone in the back of a New York City taxi, got more than they bargained for.
Look whose phone it is.
Yes, that's SNL alum Molly Shannon, aka their new best friend.
And I said it's very serendipitous that we all meet, so there's some reason for it.
Yes,
so,
and then I let them know that we're swingers and she's staying the night.
yeah.
And Giselle Bundchen wants us to get outside. The model shared photos of her and her kids enjoying the great outdoors, writing, "Contact with nature is essential." Sadly for Tom Brady fans, he didn't make a cameo. Next up, we're continuing to feature stars who are shining a light on mental health. Brought to you by Maybelline New York, Brave Together.
Clarity and knowing what you want, you're able to make each day count.
Miley Cyrus is an international superstar who made a name for herself at a very young age.
Humiliation and social death starts promptly at 8:01.
But last month, while on stage at Summerfest, the seasoned singer revealed that she felt a panic attack coming on. In a video tweeted by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel's Piet Levy that's been viewed over 10,000 times, Miley explains why it was important for her to share the experience with the audience.
So I just want to be honest with how I'm feeling, because I think by being honest about that, then it makes me less afraid.
She's also been open about sobriety,
I didn't hurt myself beyond repair in my experiences.
revealing that therapy, combined with embracing her family's history of addiction and mental health challenges, helped her get sober.
By understanding the past, we understand the present and the future much more clearly.
In this week's issue of People, Daniel Day Kim is sharing his experience as an Asian American in television.
There wasn't anyone really that I could point to that looked like me, that was doing the things that I aspired to do. But I was still stupid enough to try. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that I was smart or really innocently naive. But I guess a side benefit of that is I don't really know what the ceiling is, for me or anyone else.
The actor and activist is also reflecting on the recent protests against anti-Asian hate and why he thinks change is possible.
The Asian American community as a whole started standing up and speaking up in a way that I hadn't seen in a long time. Now, that is not to say that the community had not spoken up in the past, but something's different in our society where we're being heard in a different way. And I think there was a groundswell of support even outside the Asian American community that makes this particular time more unique.
In honor of International Day of the Girl this week, we're excited to team up again with Stars Take the Lead, an initiative that amplifies narratives by, about, and for women and underrepresented audiences. This time to spotlight girls who are changing the world, like 18-year-old Taylor Richardson, who's raised over $300,000 to introduce young women of color to science.
After going to space camp, I saw that I was the only Black student there, along as the only Black girl, so I figured, hey, other Black girls need to do the thing can be an astronaut as well. There needs to be more inclusion and diversity.
12-year-old Sammy Vance installs buddy benches for kids who could use a friend.
I've been lonely myself and I didn't want other people to feel that way either, so something that I would say breaks my heart is like seeing people who are more lonely or need a friend and don't have like anyone, like a friend at the moment.
And 18-year-old Vivian Wang repurposes linens from hotels for use in homeless shelters, veteran centers, and animal rescues.
I think one of the most rewarding things is witnessing the people that I work with, like how they themselves have grown. They're a lot more mindful and like cognizant about the world around them.
Those girls are making such a difference, and we are so inspired. Now, let's move on to some screen time. I'm so happy to be joined now by Brandy from the new series Queens, which premieres October 19th on ABC.
I body everybody, my body of work shines. When it's all said and done, I'm the greatest of all time.
For these final 5 minutes of the show, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. You play Naomi, aka Explicit Lyrics. She's 1/4 of a fictional 90s hip-hop girl group, Nasty Bitches, who reunite for a second chance at fame.
Let's get it, girls.
Now, you've been a part of so many TV shows over the course of your career, but what is one thing that made filming Queens a special experience?
The music.
You wanna be with a nasty girl.
I believe this music is just off the charts. This is hip hop, true hip hop.
Pop bottles with my girls, we run the world.
And we really get a chance to see 4 women of color join together and do this amazing music.
You wanna be with a nasty girl.
You star alongside Eve Nuturinon and Nadine Velasquez. You all have such a fun dynamic on screen.
It's Queens against the world.
Who is the one co-star who made you break character the most?
Naturi Naughton is probably the funniest person on the planet. And sometimes it's hard to hold character in scenes because she's doing something that's so funny.
I understand nothing.
This girl group was a 90s sensation, and you yourself had many hits, plus the beloved Shimoisha in the 90s.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about.
Everyone is saying that the 90s have returned, which I love. What are 2 90s trends you are thrilled to see making a comeback?
I love the people wearing the braids again. Like, it's braids everywhere, and the baby hair that they're doing, and then the baggy clothes. All of that stuff is coming back, and I think it was so much fashion in the 90s. You know, I miss the 90s. That's a very special era.
People are just finding out that you and Ray J are siblings. What?
Me and Rocket. Bunny eyes.
Bunny eyes. That tickled me. I was so like, what is going on? But you know what? The new generation, it's understandable. I just thought it was hilarious. And it all started because he has this huge tattoo of my name on his arm that was so sweet. I'm like, oh my God, now do I have to go get a huge Ray J tattoo on me?
Earlier this year, your version of Cinderella arrived on Disney Plus, and everyone lost their minds, myself included.
Everyone's staring at us.
So I have to ask, what are 3 of your favorite behind-the-scenes memories from making that film?
First of all, just being in the studio with Whitney Houston. The first time I ever got to sing with her, it was so magical. And then I remember being at the top of the stairs in the beautiful ball gown. Everybody's watching, and I'm just thinking, I hope I don't fall down the stairs. And then, of course, just the waltzing, the dancing.
Minutes ago, I met you.
It was just such a beautiful moment to be a part of something so diverse and magical. I'll just never forget that.
Your Queen's character, Naomi, never gave up on her musical dream, which in turn affected her relationship with her daughter. Now, you have a daughter in real life, Sarah. What are 4 of your favorite mother-daughter traditions?
Our music. We love music. My daughter's a musician, so we love doing our music together. We love to shop, love to get our nails done. Favorite holiday is Christmas, and we're always together on Christmas. And I just love her. She's my inspiration, and I'm so glad that I can use a little bit of my life to bring Naomi to life.
And Brandy, you've been so open about some of the things you've been through and your struggle with depression. And we see that on your album B7. definitely something I relate to because I deal with depression, and I really admire you for being so open about it. What was that experience like, then bringing it to music?
Music is a way, you know, for me to heal, and it's very therapeutic for me. So I needed to write songs that I went through. It was just important for me to sing about it. Everybody has something, so to share that and relate to people, I think that's what music is all about.
Brandy, give me 5 things that viewers are gonna see on your new show, Queens.
Oh, you're gonna see beauty. You're gonna see sisterhood.
But the dumbest thing we ever did was throw away friendships that most people never had.
You're gonna see so many different people that you may not know that have so much talent.
Winnie Man on YouTube now. I am straight chopsticking.
And you're gonna see just amazing music.
I'm a queen, young, black, and gifted.
You're gonna see amazing performances.
You don't get another piece of me.
Brandy, thank you so much for being here. And everyone, be sure to check out Queens Tuesdays on ABC, starting on October 19th. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.